Hello and welcome to the next episode. We enter episode 18 and this episode will resolve around two things. We have to prepare a fleet to go to Mengpo here because our fleet to Neptune is on its way. We are cleaning up Uranus and the fleet that we want to send to Mengpo here or into the asteroid belt, that's something we have to decide, is going to get reworked, and then we can prepare to go there. And I'm still considering, maybe that's actually a good idea. We do have one base here and here. Maybe we can go there. Oh, there's Vesta as well. We have to get to Ceres as well. Yeah, there's many decisions I have to make here. But I think this one was without Marines, right? Yeah, it was without. So we could use, however, the Uranus Marines to send them to Neptune. So there are a lot of decisions to be made here. We definitely need to send one major fleet to Mengpo here, and that's soonish because it will take like 2 years to arrive there. And the question is, which one will it be? And it should probably have Marines on it as well. The alternative is that we use fleets here, like the Mercury fleet, and just send this one to Mengpo here and get a foothold there. We just need a station in extreme orbit or something. Here, high orbit, we could just get a station there or down there in low Mengpo, and get a foothold there and then build everything there locally. That's also an option. Because as we know, the aliens do not have a lot of fleets and ships left. That's basically nothing for us. So that's also an option. But let's see. I'm going to investigate this. That's going to be the one thing I have to do now. The other thing is going to fix the Earth problems here. And this episode will all be about conquering China. A lot of nukes have fallen. 4 more we have to bait out. And then we can take over the remnant here of China. So let's prepare this and let's see how that all works out. Because we're going to lose a lot of units to make that happen here. Well, I do have a little bit of a hassle here on Earth, and they are currently, or the Resistance is hunting there in my space stations here, and I can't really defend them properly because my fleet is busy as well. I'm trying to destroy the Resistance as well, but I couldn't get this fleet yet because it's flying around. I'm probably going to get it eventually, but I'm currently losing. Yeah, I'm losing the stations here. I'm going to rebuild eventually, but not right now. Instead, I'm going to use my fleet to take out everything that is in Earth orbit now. I don't want to risk anything, which means the Resistance is first, then I take out the initiative fleets again, and then I have to fight the Exodus here, unless I can bribe Exodus. Let's see. In conflict, maybe I can bribe Exodus so that I don't have to do this. That would be my preferred choice. Maybe I can find someone to talk to them, but if that's not possible, I have to take them out as well. So that's a little bit unfortunate here, but well, that's how it is, right? And what I'm also trying to do is I want to break into Iran as well now, to get the 2 armies from Iran as well, but I think first I'm going to take the rest here. Now that the Resistance is openly going against me, it's time to take these control points as well.
Where to?
And therefore speed up this Earth campaign a bit further. We can see here that this all is not that easy here. We're taking a lot of damage, and I'm still not. I didn't bait out a nuke at all so far. So we are going to need every army we can get to slowly occupy stuff and hopefully get them to do stuff. But they're also making a new one, so that's. Let's see how that all plays out, right? Okay, here we are in the hopefully final fight around Earth orbit against currently Exodus, so I couldn't befriend them. and they are now at war with me as well, which let's see what that will mean long term. But for now, we have to defeat a pretty big fleet by them. So you can see here a lot of destroyers and everything, and they are sending out a lot of missiles here. We can watch and see what's happening here now. Go to our dreadnought here. No, that's maybe a bad idea. Which one is this one here? The Belinda class Lancer. And let's have a look at what's coming to against them here. I mean, we're going to shoot down all these missiles here, but the problem is that there are lasers. Now we have to see if we can... Oh no, wait a second, that was the wrong side. That was a Belinda class Lancer from them, not our Lancer class. The Lancers are not in there. But this is our fleet here. And of course all the missiles apparently got shot down. We have to see that we can get started with the railguns here. Yeah, we are on it though. So now we have to see if we can break through the point defense screen here, so that they stop shooting lasers at us. Looking okay. But it doesn't look like we are getting through yet. So that's a problem. Ah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we get through with the next shots here. Maybe we should focus on the destroyers first. Just to keep everything, to focus on the weaker parts here. So we just give a few volleys on these destroyers here, because now we just got to the Lancer through. But taking out one or two of these destroyers here would make wonders work. As we can see here now. Yeah, perfect. The damage we have taken is acceptable though. Okay, now the volleys will let's go through. But apparently, do they have particle guns or what's that? Yep, that's the iron batteries. We maybe made a mistake to let that dreadnought survive here. We don't want them to shoot them at all, because that will hurt. So the dreadnought has to go down before it does more damage here, as you can see here. Ah, man. Double class, is that also? Also iron batteries. Dangerous territory here. Yeah, you have to go as well. But the dreadnought should basically be dead now. The serious classes also have ray gun, iron batteries, so that's a problem as well. But I do think they are dead now. Okay, good. In that case, let's get started on finishing the job here. First ship explodes, which probably was one of the destroyers. And now we can focus these downs here. Maybe another volley here. Ooh, something is shooting at my... that's probably an autocannon from somewhere. Not great. So let's actually start clearing primary targets here, so that every ship shoots at something, because we are... Yeah, we are in close combat already, so that's probably more efficient now. There we go. Probably it's not more efficient by the looks of it. So let's go like this here. Let's just damage all of them a bit. Oh, there's still a serious class here. Oh, it's probably the... it's the small ones here, right? The things from orbit here, the exofighters. But their air autocannons are empty already, so maybe not, maybe. Okay, let's just stop focusing here again and clean this up now. Oh, it could also be the station which was shooting with the autocannons on us. Maybe we should give the point defense array a volley and the layered defense array a volley here. There we go. And now we can stop targeting them again. Should take them out. More than enough. Yeah, there we go. But we can't take out the whole fleet here because we don't deal enough damage apparently. But let's get rid of the Dreadnought here before it heals. Same for the Lancer. There we go. Come on, die. Come on. How much armor do they have? They must have a lot of armor here. Finally, it's gone. We can target the other ones down a bit. Maybe we can take out a few more ships here before the battle ends. Okay. Still pretty good. Most of the fleet is down. I don't think we took a lot of losses here, if at all. Okay, maybe we can take out everything. How? Ah, we are getting closer to the maximum distance though. So it's almost over now. Sadly. Yeah, by the looks of it, we're getting out of range. Yeah, we're getting out of range. But at least we took down the capital ships here. We could just go for auto-resolve here so that we don't have to fight a second battle. There we go. What? Something survived still? Oh, fine. Got a lot of promotions here. And now let's see if we can take out that station. We can. Perfect. What's that? Okay. Whatever they are doing. Oh, it's this one. Okay, I'm going to fight that man. Okay, I'm not sure why they attacked my station and died to the defensive layer array. But who knows. So now our fleet, our main fleet is done with the job here. So let's see what's left in Earth orbit. There's the one ship that escaped the battle. And the Exodus stations are gone. So can we get back home to the shipyard here? 1.55 weeks, let's do it. And that's the Earth orbit. Maybe there's something at Luna. We should check that. Maybe. Yeah, looks like there's a fleet. Oh yeah, one ship from Exodus. But there's nothing in orbit, so I don't care. Sadly, we have taken quite some losses in regards to stations. But I'm upgrading to ring course, and then I'm going to fix the science output again. Therefore, that we get all the investment rewards that we need. Meanwhile, the invasion of China here is going very slowly because they got another nuke again, and we don't really deal enough damage to the countries or the provinces here. We can see here that we started a bit of occupation, but that's all. So I decided that I'm going to churn out a few more armies here and then start using them. Like I'm attacking here, I'm going to attack here, here, and here again, and see what we can do with that. But it's going to take a long time. And meanwhile, I'm considering what else to do. I'm taking over all of China, and then I have to see how I get the population that is required here, because I really don't know yet. And we could also go for the alien admin, just not sure. It would be easiest if we just get China here, because then we do have... How much do we need? We need 60%. We have 2.8. So another 1.5 on top puts us at 4.3. That's pretty much close to 50%. Therefore, we just need small things like Bangladesh or Pakistan here, which we can take over. And then we have what we need. I think that would be a pretty neat thing. Well, another important step has been achieved. So we have the Diamond Blade base here destroyed on Titania, I think it's name. And no, Oberon. Titania is where we fly to. No, we were there before. Okay. It's not that good with the names of these things, but now the system, Uranus system, is also empty of aliens. We do now have multiple things ongoing here. First of all, the aliens are sending out a few fleets here, which is fine though. But our Outer Expedition Force 2 is soon arriving on Neptune, then going to make a base there. And we do have our Neptune Marines, which are flying from Saturn to Neptune as well. They are going to arrive in around 330 days. Our main fleet arrives in 136 days. So about 200 days later, which should be fine. So we can just get a proper shipyard up on Neptune, which we can use for repairs. So everything should be fine, and we can also take out the fleets here, but also the station. And also, what's ongoing now is I have started to send out our Mengpo fleet with our counselor on it. It's the Ishan that we are sending out. So we have mustered 26 ships from Earth, sending it out to Mengpo itself, which is going to arrive in 2 years. So this one, let's do the mission phase until we see what the result after the loiter is. So we can just continue on going here. Oh wait a second, the loiter is until what? Oh, next month though. They're waiting for the perfect Pullman transfer configuration here, which is interesting.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
And meanwhile, I'm just doing stuff here to stabilize everything that we own currently.
Violence is abating.
And also, we are still working on China here. We have gotten some success here. So they have used a lot of nukes, so they're down to 2. And I'm trying to provoke them a bit by having invaded with Indonesia into Beijing directly, but we have taken a lot of damage, so we go home from here again. What I'm going to instead do is use my Japan armies here, because I have taken over most of Japan as well. Armies are currently moving towards Beijing, and then I'm also sending the others over when I have them. And of course, India took the brunt of the damage here. It's down to 5, and Europe is still at 11, so that's all good. We can move more stuff over here again, so we can use these armies for attacks as well. I want to take Hohhot here, and then we move into Beijing as well. This is ongoing quite nicely. Maybe it will provoke an attack, who knows? But we are getting closer to Beijing. 2 nukes left. It should be doable. And yeah. So what we still need to do now is, let's see. We still need to research ring habs eventually. So it's Cirrus and Vesta. This is something we have to prepare for, but wait a second, Lemingper. Yeah, okay, these ones are obvious. And then we do have fleets here, which are probably, yeah, this is Servant Fleet, which is annoying. Not sure how we solve this best. And where do they get all the mission control from? 220. 39.5. Where does that come from? They only have 3. They only have 300 here on Earth, which is what? Down here in Africa. Last time I checked, at least. There's also Protectorate here, a bit here. That's wild. How do they get this much mission control? Apparently we do have to prepare a fleet for this as well, which means the tech that is finishing up, the independent commands, which is going to finish in October. We probably should build ships on Earth now to be flexible here, which means another let's start down here. Another flagship, maybe even 2. And some of the lancers here. Ah yeah, that shipyard is in upgrading. So another 5 lancers here. And then definitely some rails again. Some Saturn rails here. Like 2 rows of that. And then we do have a fleet again in about a year. Ooh, that's definitely a problem. How do we solve this? Because they still have 170 capacity, so that's a lot. Where is it? Where is that all coming from? Let's see, the HEPs here. So we do have servants, and then can we sort by mission control? We can. This all gives just +1. Maybe that's part of the difficulty, that they get free mission control. We could also check here. So if we go to all nations, sort by mission control. Yeah, they barely have anything here. That's 11 here. 776. How do they get 300 or more? That's weird. That's very weird. Can we maybe break them on money? That would be a thing. If we go after the countries and push them from Earth, I mean, they could still sell resources. They have almost 500 exotics, which came from the servants, but from the aliens. But that's definitely interesting. Yeah, we have to fight them. I think there's no way around it, that we have to fight them. But it's still good if we get the fleet to Mengpo. If we can just get rid of the aliens completely, that would be perfect. Because then we have everything freed up to do maneuvers here against these servants. We are going to have the fleet from Neptune anyway in about a year. So when this is taken out. And then I can send it inwards into the solar system again, unless they go for something else here surrounding the solar system. I'm actually transferring to Membomber here because there is a ship flying to this. So in case they make a new station there, I can take it out with my Lancer that I'm sending there. Else we do have to send the fleet from Neptune to Membomber later. That would be the last straw not straw, but the last option. Yeah, I think we have to just build another fleet. There is no way around it. So we have to get more mission control, build a new fleet here, and then take out the servants that way. We can investigate the fleet though. So we have here the servants and 27,000. Wow. That's a lot of ships. And do we see them here? There's 6.9k fleet here. What's that? A lot of dreadnoughts with railguns. Why is their combat rating so high? Probably because of the lasers. I always saw that the lasers get way too much combat rating. But this is a problem. And we are not allowed to give anyone more than 4,000, right? Yeah, these ones here. But we're going to solve this first, because everything in the asteroid belt should be easy. And this is all in the asteroid belt. We just need to get the fleets down there and then go after them. But the aliens are now down to a handful of bases. And Triton will be next in a year. And then this one is going to be easy. And we are on the way to Sirius as well with a fleet. So that's going to help with that as well. So let's jump forward a bit further to see how everything proceeds here. It's definitely going well, but also there will be massive delays on the horizon. I got the feeling that we are going to get delayed, that I'm not going to be able to finish before 2040. I don't think so. Okay, we are getting closer to the point that China is finally falling. It had used nukes. I think the last one went here into Urumqi to destroy 4 armies. And now
order is returning.
We have occupied most of it. At least I hope so.
We lost the
And
trail.
we also have to make sure that we keep an eye on our control points now. What? How did we just lose that army? I just checked that nobody is that low. We have 58 plus 37. Should it be over by now? Does one person has to reach 100%? Really? Oh. Yeah, in that case, everybody should go home for a moment and heal up before we make a mistake here, because we don't want to lose even more armies. And ideally we transfer it to the Europeans here and not Japan, but doesn't really matter, right? Oh no, maybe Exodus would get a point, which would be fine though. Yeah, let me just jump quickly forward. I thought we finished it now, but I made a mistake. I thought it just has to be a total of 100% or not just both. Each one of them, I mean. Okay, now we can wrap it up. So our fleet arrived on Neptune, got attacked by the defending fleet that there was, and the plasma guns actually took out a Lancer from us, which is annoying. But I guess we will survive here. So what we're going to do though is use the fleet. Let's see how much is still left here. Just one ship. So I'm going to take out something to defend, like this guy here. And I'm going to take out the station here. That should be easy though. So I'm not going to do this. I don't need to do this now. Instead, let's check China here. If we can. If this one is going to end here. I think it's just a question of a few days which are left here. Yeah, we had 72%. So it should be done any moment now. By the way, the shipyard is under construction here on Neptune already. I queued that up. 86%. I'm going to cover that as well. in between
The
episodes.
people will come to
Ships
our
are
side.
finishing so that we have
Things are
the
stabilizing.
new fleets available that we need. And this is of course super annoying because something is getting built on Pluto and I don't have a fleet for this.
Public opinion is
Really?
moving in our direction.
Now an army has spawned here. Why? Why now? And can we just... I'm just going to move out, nuke it, and go in again. And also going to take out the station here. On Neptune. Okay, I'm going to make a cut here because too many things are happening right now. First of all, I'm nuking this and then invade again. So the nuke for that will land in a second. Then I have to use my Earth Defense fleet because an alien fleet has arrived. I forgot and I didn't make a notification, which is of course an assault carrier with a mothership, of course. So that's going to be an interesting battle next episode. And then also I decided not to go after the station because first of all I just checked my fleet. I only have 3 Lancers because I lost one and I actually sent one of the Lancers away. So we don't really have PDC, point defense, which is deadly against the station. Which first of all we want to repair, and then I think I need to build 2-3 point defense monitors here with the shipyard that we got, and then we can take out the stations again. Unfortunately, the loss of the Lancer was a delay that is regrettable here now. However, it's not really costing us much time due to the fact that we still wait for the Neptune Marines anyway, which arrive in 183 days. And if I'm correct, so this one is Neptune landing. Neptune landing. The orbital core is going to finish on the 2nd of November. I think that was 60 days. Yeah, so 60 days. And then we do have another 90 days for the shipyard to finish. Therefore, the shipyard will finish before the Marines arrive. And then we can just pump out a few ships with point defense here for exactly that purpose. And that should solve it. I'm considering even to make a new class for this just to be a bit faster. So that, for example, if I go to the ship designer here, shouldn't have pressed upgrade. So if I, for example, go into this design here, 2 hull points, maybe I just do this, then I don't need to make a monitor for this. Of course I could, but not sure it's really necessary. This would cost me 90 days to build, and the corvette, not corvette, escort here would cost me only 54 days. The gunship sadly only has a frontal nose module, so that's not an option. But yeah, 54... 90 days. 72. Oh no, this utility modules, right. Yeah, so I think it will be the corvette that I'm going to just quickly build. And probably like 3 or 4 of them, and then I have enough point defense to replace the Lancer that I lost here. But yeah, with that I'm going to make a cut here, and we can go into the next episode. Let's check the conditions quickly. We have 34%. China is going to fall, which will put us to about 60%. 50%, a bit more. We don't have the colony hubs researched yet. Ceres, we are on the way. Wester will be afterwards. Triton, we have just arrived there. It's mostly surface bases. It's just one station which we have to take out here. We are on the way to Mengpo, and then it's the servant fleets. But of course there is a problem on the horizon. But that's maybe doable, because Pluto is relatively close to Mengpo. So we can maybe just get here, solve all the issues, fly to Pluto, take out everything here. Of course, they are going to upgrade this into something. So they're already going to the settlement core here. It's annoying, but nothing I can change right now. So yeah, see you in the next episode. Leave a like and subscribe.